I'm in my 30s and I don't know TikTok.
You're good. You're good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can barely work YouTube.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I'm excited for our episode today.
Yep, it should be interesting.
I feel like it's very common thing that people are talking about. So
Yeah.
we're actually on time. Look at us. I am never on time, so I'm very proud of myself for actually being on time.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. How's your week been?
It's been great, busy, working a lot. How's your week been?
Same. Busy and working a lot, but finally get a day to relax.
Yes, finally for you. My next off day is Thursday, so I'm looking really forward to that.
Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay? You can hear me okay, right?
I hear you just fine. Can you hear me just fine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Welcome, everyone.
What's up, Janet? Welcome in. What's up, Amy? Welcome in, everybody, to the second
Hello.
episode of Too Good For You podcast with Chanel and Quincy. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for the shares and the refresh. What's up, Puff?
Thank you for joining.
Thank y'all for all the gifts. Today we are going to be discussing what is probably a popular topic in relationships. 50-50.
50-50.
You want to start us off, or how you want to work this?
I can start. So, I guess the question would be, how do I feel about going 50-50?
Right. Well,
I have never gone 50-50 before in a relationship. I've never even had a guy ask me to go 50-50. So now that I hear that people are actually doing it, because I didn't know it was a thing. I'm like, what?
So I guess the question would be: is this more financial, or what do you mean when you say 50-50?
From what I'm hearing, people are going 50-50 with finances.
Okay.
And I'm like, what?
So it's more of a financial aspect.
And also I hear with like household chores.
Okay.
I hear some people are going 50-50, but some are not. I think that's insane.
So how do you feel about that? What are your views? What are your thoughts on it? And then I'll share mine.
As far as finances, I've never gone 50-50, but I mean, that is just me and my experience from my relationships. The guy typically pays majority of the bills. I mean, I might pay like cable, food, things like that, but as far as like the rent and the major bills, the man is always like taking care of that. And as far as the household chores, it just depends. Like with my ex, whoever got home first from work. If you get home first, then you're starting dinner. If you cook, I'm washing dishes. Or it just depends on what's going on that week. If I'm like very busy, then maybe he's taking more of the load on because I'm busy that week. It just depends what's going on in our lives at that time.
Okay.
What about you?
Not bad. Welcome in, everybody. First of all, I see y'all coming in, and thank
Hello,
y'all
everyone.
Thank y'all for blessing my co-host Chanel with the gifts and everything. So they are sending you some stuff.
I'm still learning how to work that. I never know when someone's sending a gift. How do you know?
You can read it in the chat, and it'll tell you
Oh.
they're sending what to.
One of these days, I will learn how to work all of this.
So y'all, my co-host Chanel, she's very new to TikTok, the live side of TikTok.
I never go on live. It's like my third
live. I've only got her to do it twice. I'm trying to get her to do it a little more often, but
it's hard.
we're gonna get her there. But today, our second episode of our podcast, and today we're discussing 50-50 in relationships, financial aspect, and just overall, I guess, household chores and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't see an issue with it. I mean, I've only been married once, but me and my wife, we didn't. It was never a thing. And honestly, I don't know that we ever actually had like sat down and discussed it. Like we both had jobs, we both worked, so it was kind of a given that we were just gonna build together. And her thing was she was gonna always have a job no matter what. Like she wanted to work. She always said her mom raised her to be able to be self sufficient and take care of herself in the event that she could not rely on somebody else to do it. Which
I feel that I didn't get this degree for nothing. I'm working.
right. So yeah, I mean it was never an issue with us. I mean we pulled our finances together. We never had separate bank accounts or anything like that. Like it was just all together. Like I had a job, she had a job, and we built together. As far as like household things, I like to cook.
You like cooking? I hate cooking. I'm the worst cook, by the way.
But you know the meal prep though. I guess you got to do that for yourself though.
But I'm not a good cook. I burn. What you guys don't see is I burn a lot of food. My daughter's here. She can attest to that, and so can my family members. I am like an awful. She just looked this way. I'm an awful cook.
I mean, as long as you can follow a recipe, I think you'll be all right.
I can't. That's my problem. I start off following, and then I just put my own little mix, and then I ruin it.
Welcome in, everybody. I see y'all coming in. Y'all are more than welcome to ask questions in the chat. We can both see the chat and everything. So if y'all want to comment,
I have to scroll through my chat because I have a bad habit of not like looking at the chat.
Yeah, make sure you look at the chat down there. But y'all have questions, y'all have comments, or anything that y'all want to interject at any time, just type it down there. And,
someone said 80-20. I am here for that. But I will like to say in my past relationships, the guy has made significantly amount more money than me. So now if I were to date a guy that I made like way more than him, I wouldn't expect him to be able to accommodate my lifestyle and be able to, pay majority of the bills.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to keep that in mind. But my ex would make way more, so it's like a no-brainer. They're paying majority of the bills.
I mean, so my wife, she made more than me. She was an engineer, so she made more than me, which was not an issue with either one of us. Because I still had, I still worked and everything, and then I had my businesses that I would do. So we still worked together. Whatever we were trying to do, as far as whatever we wanted to do, we made it happen. So money was never an issue, which I'm glad it never came up as an issue or anything. I know that can be in most relationships. So
absolutely. I've heard some men say that they don't feel like the man of the relationship if the woman makes more, and they feel like the woman is more controlling. I remember Gabrielle Union said that she cheated in her marriage because she made more money and she felt like she could. And I was like, whoa.
But some people feel like that though. They feel, and so that's the thing with some relationships. Like the person that makes the most money feels like they control it, they rule and stuff like that, and what they say goes. And I was never. I mean, even though she made more money than me, she never was like that with me, and I was never like that with her. And even in like other relationships, I've never been that way. Like, I don't want to rule over anybody. That's just me though.
I see. My mom commented, I guess I've been lucky. I have never had a relationship in my life that a man let me pay 50-50. I think that's where I get it from. My parents, they don't believe in 50-50. My dad is like, a woman's not paying any bills in this house. Like, I'm paying everything. Yeah. So I grew up seeing that. So I guess I just follow my parents. My parents are, I guess, what they call old school, but it's just never come up in a relationship. But many guys I've dated, though, they're like, I'm paying this. There's no discussion.
I mean, it was never even, it was not something I grew up with. I mean, my dad worked. I mean, my mom, she ran an in-home daycare, but it was never a thing that where he asked her to pay bills or anything like that. So it was never something that was a requirement for me. Like, if she didn't want to work, I would have made it work. It just, we would have had to make our lifestyle work off of what.
Sorry, I see a comment is be offended if I offered. Same. I had a guy that I dated and he was offended when I wanted to buy something. He's like, you think I can't afford to buy this on my own? You want to pay for something? I'm like, whoa. I'm just saying, you've been buying all this stuff. I just want to buy something. And he really took offense to that.
I've never been that kind of guy. Like, if you want to buy something, by all means, okay.
Dog's like scratching and I just took off running.
Thank y'all for the shares and the tabs. Welcome in, everybody.
Thank you all for joining.
We are discussing 50-50 in relationships, financial, and household, or any other aspect of the relationship. So if you got any comments, questions, feel free to put it in the chat.
Someone's asking me, what do I look for in a man? What is this? What I look for in a man? Chanel, 55 years old, stable financially. I'm not really looking for a man right now. I get asked this question a lot. I'm just traveling the road, having fun. Right now, I'm enjoying the life of being the cool aunt that travels. I'm not really looking for a man.
Being the cool aunt that travels.
Travel and have fun. I'm not really looking for a man, but sorry, Miguel. Hi. I'm not really looking for a relationship. I get asked that a lot, though.
I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up in a household where, my dad or my mom, they discussed 50-50. It was he worked and he brought home the money. She took care of the bills, but I mean, she brought in some of her own money with the in-home daycare. So I mean, they made it work. So I don't think I really ever heard a lot about it until I grew up and actually got into a relationship, and that's when but even just in the later years, like about 50-50 and stuff like that.
This is new to me. I'm like, what? I don't think my dad would allow me to date a guy if he brought up 50-50. I know my dad. And I can just see his face and he's curious, like, wait, what?
So you missed the beginning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely no.
Recap. So we've just been discussing 50-50 in relationships, whether it be financial or things at the house. So far, I've said that I was in a marriage to where it was never really an issue as far as like who was going to pay the bills or anything like that. Like me and my wife, we just went into with the understanding that we both worked, she worked, so we were just going to make it easier on each other, and we was just going to pay all the bills, and whatever money we had left over, we have fun with that, and we go travel and we do all that stuff.
I see my mom commenting, the way your dad would pay your bills on a man's face. Yes, I remember I dated this guy. He made a comment about my bills, and my dad was like, she doesn't need you. I can pay all this. And I was like, Dad, don't say that.
Dang, Daddy don't play, huh?
But I will say, in a relationship in the past, when my ex did get laid off, I took over majority of the bills while he was laid off. I'm not saying if something happens, I won't be there to financially help. I'll just leave them hanging. I don't believe in that. Things happen in relationships. Sometimes, you might make more. Sometimes he might make more. Right. You just have to make it work. You're a team at the end of the day.
Okay. What about like in the house, like as far as like cleaning, cooking, and stuff like that?
I'm a horrible cook, so majority of the time I am not doing the cooking. And I lead with that. I am not a good cook. So if that's going to be an issue, date someone that can cook, because I am not your girl. I will clean, but if you cook, I'm cleaning. Obviously, a man's taking out the trash to do yard work. I can't imagine me trying to cut some grass. I don't even know how to work a lawnmower.
That's the one thing that bothered me, because I was cutting grass at home. My wife wanted to learn how to cut grass, and I was like, no. And
I'm terrified. I think I'm gonna mess something up or start a fire, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but she's like, I want to do, like, I really want to do this. Like, I'm not trying to help. Like, this is what I want to do, and I'm like, I don't want you to do this though. But
you're like, this is my job. I'm cutting the grass. I'm the man.
That's kind of what it was like. I was like, this is supposed to be what I'm supposed to do. But I let her do it. But I watched her, and I don't know. She had so much fun doing it.
Oh, really? I do see women on TikTok cutting grass, and they enjoy it.
Yeah.
They want their lines like a certain way, and I'm like, go you. It's too hot in Houston. There's no way I'm going to get out there.
But I mean, my mom is like that. Like, she likes to work in the yard and cut grass and stuff like that. So I guess it's just another person.
Yes.
She would gladly bring out fresh lemonade while he does the yard work.
Sounds like my mom.
And that's okay. That's okay. Do either of you believe in traditional roles?
Please stop fighting me. Do we believe in traditional roles? Like, what do you mean by traditional? Because I feel like everyone's definition of traditional is different. Like, do you mean as far as like the woman staying home and taking care of home and taking care of the kids, traditional like that, or?
Can you elaborate on that?
Can you elaborate a little bit more? Sorry.
I'm gonna assume that's what you mean though, but
Oh, I said in the beginning, I don't know if you caught, I got my degree, so I am not staying home. I did not work that hard to get that degree as be at home. So I am going to work. When I did have my daughter, I didn't work the first year she was born, but after that I returned and oh, I regret it. I was bored. I mean, I'm glad she didn't have to go to daycare or anything, but I was like, I need to get back to a social life and being an adult. Being at home.
Yeah, when my son was born, my wife, she took off like 3 months and that thing. I think that was the worst 3 months of her life because she liked to work. She's always worked. And that drove her crazy. Like she was like, I have to get out of this house and go back to work.
So yes, you're just sitting in the house and you're like, I need to get out and see the sun and see another adult. This is tough. Like the highlight of my day was my husband coming home and telling me what happened at work. I'm like, what happened? I've been here with the baby all day.
No, that's what she was doing. Like as soon as I got home, she was like just talking my ear. I was like, I need a minute just to.
Yes.
I need a minute, but yeah, I think she was like. She wasn't gonna be trying to do that traditional role, which was not a big deal for me. Like, that kind of stuff is not a big deal for me. Like, if you want to work, then I mean that's fine. But like I say, I like to cook, so it's not a big deal for me. Like, I'll cook.
You cook. He's cooking and cleaning.
Okay, hey, that works for me. Cooking, I cook, you clean. I don't think if you commented, Patty, I don't think it came through.
Okay. I know I buy food because I'm not cooking it. If I could buy a steak and you cook it, I would be happy. But me cooking the steak, oh gosh.
Everybody. What do y'all so y'all in the chat, what do y'all think? What are y'all's opinions on the 50-50 and how do y'all feel about that? But as far as traditional roles, I guess like the man going to work and the woman staying home, I fully believe it's up to.
I mean, daycare is so expensive now, so I do see why a lot of moms choose to stay home. So my friend told me she was paying $3,000 a month in daycare. I was like, what? $3,000? That's insane. You might as well stay home. And they don't provide like the diapers, the wipes, the food, so it's just very, very expensive.
No, it's very expensive. So, and I mean that's why I think some people choose to do it. Just stay at home and be the stay-at-home mom, or even I guess a stay-at-home dad.
I get that because with daycares, I hear so many stories about it being unsafe. So I think as a baby, I'll be nervous to send my kid because they can't communicate yet. And I'm like, what's going on there? You know, even with the cameras, you still have those hidden areas. And I would always worry, like, what's going on? Yeah. I was fortunate. My daughter did not attend daycare until she was 3, but she was able to communicate. So I felt more comfortable. But just a newborn baby in daycare, I don't know. Yeah. It'll probably freak me out.
I definitely get it. You said it was answered. Okay, so we did answer your question.
We didn't answer your question? Okay, thank you.
You said it was answered. So yeah, I mean, like I say, as far as traditional roles, I think it's fully up to the couple and what they decide when they decide to get into a relationship and when they decide to actually get married. I think those are all conversations. Can y'all hear me okay?
I hear you just fine.
Okay. I think those are all conversations that should be had before y'all commit to marriage. Like,
oh, which one of us sounds low, me or him? Someone said you sound low. Do I sound low?
I was saying, can y'all hear me?
A little low.
Which one of us? Oh, Q.
No, she said you sound low. Okay. I mean, I have a loud voice anyway, so it's kind of trouble.
What about now? Am I louder?
Can you hear me now?
I'm trying not to be right up on the mic, but I guess I can be if I need to be.
Someone commented, this is on my YouTube, communication with money management and overall financial goals. Credit score should play a major part also. So do you all talk about your credit score when you're in a relationship before you get married? Is that like a thing? I absolutely discuss that, but...
You discuss the credit score?
I discuss everything. I'm like, do you have student loan debt? Like, I want to know. Because if you're not financially stable, then why are you trying to get into a relationship? Go focus on that.
Yeah.
You should not be dating if you're not financially stable.
Well, I get it.
Sorry. I think that goes both ways.
No,
If
it's
I'm not
definitely something that should be discussed.
I'm not focused on a relationship. I'm focused on getting money. I can't even think about it, guys. I got these bills. I'm not worried about doing right now.
Somebody
my mind is focused on that.
Somebody said, I think 50-50 is fine. I think it takes 2 incomes to run a household. Depending on the type of job you have nowadays, yes, it probably does.
The economy is horrible. I mean, buying food at the grocery store is like paying for rent. Sometimes, especially with the kids being out for summer, it's so expensive.
Am I better, y'all? Can y'all hear me better?
I feel like I'm a little bit loud.
I'm a little loud now.
No, I feel like I can hear your voice louder. Like it's good on my. I hear you just fine.
Oh, okay. You hear me? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think, like you say, the economy right now is in a very bad way. So, but I think it also depends on what kind of lifestyle you guys are trying to maintain. Also.
Absolutely. I honestly feel like I think a lot of people do this, girls and guys, they will look at someone prior to approaching them. And I feel like if you see that the girl that you're interested in travels a lot, eats out a lot, and you can't accommodate that, don't approach her. So I feel like then you're already going to have problems in your relationship.
Right.
Yeah. And it might be a little jealousy there, like, oh, well, she can just book a flight to Belize today and go travel, but I can't do that. And if you feel that way, then you shouldn't approach to date, be in a relationship, because then it's going to come up a conversation of, 50-50.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's always going to be one person that probably gives more, even if you say 50-50, it's one person that's always going to give a little bit more. And absolutely, depending on the people in the relationship, one of them could feel some kind of way. When I got married, we didn't necessarily discuss credit scores, but I didn't find out how much she actually made until I want to say I'd already proposed and everything, but we met with a financial advisor for something we were doing, and the topic came up. He was like, well, how much do you make a year? And she said it out loud, and I was like, oh crap. Yeah, I mean, I knew her as an engineer. I knew she made a lot of money, which was, like I said, it was not a big deal because she worked hard. She went to college. She worked hard for that. So, I wasn't gonna trip about that. But yeah, no, it was funny because the way it happened, and he was like, "How much are you making?" She said it out loud, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So afterwards, she was like, "Is that okay?" I was like, "I mean, it's fine. I was like, I don't know why it never came up as far as like how much you made and stuff like that. I don't know. It was never something that came up. Like, it wasn't ever a big deal with us. Like, we always had each other's back.
I don't think a guy has ever asked me how much money I made. Like, I've always had access to their bank account, but I've always had a separate one. I've just always been that person. And I just remember my ex being like, why would we have a joint? Like, I make way more than you do. That doesn't make sense. And he just never asked how much I made. He has no idea. And I've never had a guy ask me, and I don't know, it's never come up in conversation. Me, I ask because I'm nosy.
So how do you feel about, I guess, would you rather like a joint account or a separate account?
I don't want a joint account.
You don't want joint accounts?
No, I don't think it's a guy's business to know how much I make.
Even if y'all are married, or is that just like period?
Oh, even if we're married, I'm divorced, but yeah, no, it's a separate account. Like, I have access to his account, but my account is my account. Okay. No one I've ever dated knows my income. My mom just commented, no one I have ever dated knows my income. Me either. And I remember my ex made a comment one time about Googling what respiratory therapists make. And the number was so low. And I was like, you think I make that much? And I went with it. I was like, you're right. You know what? You're right. You only knew.
Oh, wow.
You need to multiply that number.
Oh, man. Welcome in, everybody. like I say, we are discussing 50-50 in relationships and just all things surrounding that. So if y'all have questions, comments, or anything, please put them in the chat. Appreciate the heart me's and all the gifts that y'all are sending over. Again, this is our second episode for Too Good For You podcast.
I got some questions on my YouTube. What about seeking a marriage counselor before marriage? I actually did see a marriage counselor before I got married. But during that, they didn't ask us questions about income. They focused more on, do we both agree on where to live? Do we both like wanting more kids? Things like that. But it wasn't about finances. And also talked about just what would be a deal breaker: cheating, gambling, drug use. Like it covered things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I do recommend seeing a pastor or counselor before marriage. Absolutely.
No, that's good. I mean, counseling is good before marriage. I mean, we saw a counselor, but I don't know. Now that I think about it, finances was one thing that just never came up. It never really came up. Because I mean, we always clicked on that. So I mean, it was never a big deal for her to know how much I made and for me to know how much she made. And even when she got like different jobs and would get like promotions and stuff, like it never really came up. Like it wasn't something where we had to sit down and like, now I need to know how much you're making now. So this, that, and the other. Like, no, it's like, you got the money. All right, let's do it. But we always had joint bank accounts. So it's like, I guess we just knew what was happening, but it was never a big deal with us. But I mean, yeah, I've only been married once and now I'm divorced, but as far as any other relationships, yeah, nobody ever knew how much I made or anything like that.
Let me see, I had 2 serious relationships and yeah, it just never came up. I think the only time my ex might have questioned it was when he got laid off and I was able to pay like all the bills for the month. And he was like, hold on. He's like, you paid all that? I was like, yeah. And I think in the back, he's like, what's this girl doing? So he probably stole money from my parents or something, but no, I actually paid it myself.
So during that period, like, was he like cooking and stuff at home, or what was he doing?
Yes, I mean, he majority cooked because I'm a horrible cook. I mean, my mom's on here. I burned boiling water. I burned rice. Mind you, I was married to an Asian man, and I still can't cook rice.
So you have to invest in a rice cooker at that point.
My family, even with the rice cooker, I put I don't follow instructions. I put too much water one time and I walked away and I came back. There was water all over the counter. The rice was mushy. I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I
don't know. Okay, well, I don't know what to say at that point there because, the rice cooker should be pretty simple.
We know you didn't marry me for my cooking, okay? He's like, what are you doing? Have you ever made an Asian person mad? You mess up their rice. They eat rice with like everything 3 times a day. He's like, you're fired. Don't make it.
Says she learned to cook in my 40s.
Yeah, my mom learned to cook in her 40s. She was a horrible cook like me.
Dang, why you put all your
I have memories of my mom's cooking, actually. She made grits and fun, and they were so nasty. We took turns throwing up in the toilet, my brother and I. We're like, this is disgusting. But I mean, she's an amazing cook now. Amazing. But growing up, she was my dad cooked. I remember that. I remember my dad cooking.
No, my mom, she taught me how to cook at an early age, and she was like, I don't want you waiting on anybody hand and foot. I don't want anybody waiting on you hand and foot to, cook your meals and stuff like that. Like, if you know how to cook, then if she working and you know how to cook, like, cook the meal. Like, let her come home and eat and stuff like that.
Come home and eat. My thing is, okay, I used to always say this to my ex, I'm like, you passed Whataburger, Popeyes, IHOP, you didn't stop, you're not hungry, because I'm not cooking. So don't come in here like I'm hungry. I'm like, me too. What do you mean? If we're telling each other hungry, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, even like I had gotten laid off at one point, and she kind of had to, she handled it for about a month or so, and then, but I was at home cooking and stuff and taking care of the house and stuff like that, while I was still trying to find me a job and stuff. So
Teamwork. I like that. Help each other out.
yeah. So
We should do a session, episode on you teaching me how to cook something since I'm a horrible cook. I think that would be hilarious.
So, okay, sidetrack. What can you cook?
Spaghetti, Alfredo, chili.
Oh, you say you can't cook it, but you cooking spaghetti and Alfredo?
Hmm?
You say you cannot cook, but you cooking spaghetti?
No. I can make spaghetti and Alfredo, but like, okay, in making the spaghetti, I might burn the first pot of noodles and think about like I have to make because I have a tendency if I'll start cooking and then I get sidetracked. I'll walk off and start a little laundry. I'll start sweeping. I don't know. I start doing other stuff. And then I remember I'm like, oh yeah, I'm cooking.
Okay, so you get sidetracked easily.
Burning the house down or I don't know, I look at the recipe and I'll like smell it, and if I don't smell like a lot of seasoning, I start adding more. It's a little bit more in here. I start adding this. I start experimenting. I start throwing stuff in the pot.
Okay, yeah. I said I'm gonna have my work cut out for me.
People get annoyed when they cook. Like both my parents, they get so frustrated with me when I cook. My mom's like, "Oh, just let me do it." My dad, he'll just tell me to get out of the way because I'm a horrible cook.
So, do you think that you would get married again? And would the 50-50 thing change if you did get married again, or would you say
no, nothing would change. Nothing would change. Absolutely not. I've never wanted to get married, and people never believe me. I never wanted to get married. Never saw myself having kids. I mean, there's my plan, then there's God's plan. Get married again, I don't plan on it. I mean, never say never. You don't know what's going to happen. But honestly, that's not something I'm interested in. No.
Okay.
You get married again?
I say no. That's just how I feel today. But as of right now, no, I don't see it in the plans right now. Like I'm comfortable with my lifestyle.
Would you have more kids?
Huh?
Would you have more kids?
I say no right now. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I want any more right now, or I don't think I want any more. But that could change. Who knows? I say that because of like I've mentioned, my son with the autism, and that's just a lot to deal with already. If it happens with somebody, then it happens. I'm not going to fight it or anything. Like I won't be unhappy. I'll still be happy, but I'm not actively going out there looking to get more kids.
You're the kid. It was definitely not planned. It was an accident.
Yeah, I'll call it that. I'll call it an accident. But yeah, yeah, I'm not trying to add any more kids right now. I got my two, my son and my daughter, so I'm cool with that.
I'm one and done. Just about to start. I am one and done. I can't imagine starting over. And she's about to be in high school. There's no way. I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, and that'll be the other thing because my she's turning 10 next month, so that would mean me starting all the way over from scratch. And yeah, no.
I can't imagine waking up to a newborn every hour. Like, no, thank you. The same with okay, we're talking about 50-50. So when your kids were born, were you the one staying up at night? Like, if your wife woke up with the baby, were you awake, or did you go sleep on the couch? Like, how did you guys figure that out?
So, like I say, when my son got here, she took time off of work. I didn't take any time. I think I took maybe a week off, but I didn't take any time off of work because we didn't have necessarily maternity leave. I think I just had sick leave, and she didn't want me to use it all up because she still wanted to. She liked to travel. So she still wanted me. She's like, no, you need to keep some of that time because we're going to go on some cruises and stuff like that. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'm good. So during that time that she was off, she was kind of the one, staying up with him or getting up in the middle of the night with him and stuff like that. when I got home, I would take him and I would do all the things I wanted to do with him, and help change diapers and fix bottles and stuff like that. I still did.
A lot of men don't. Look at you! Yay! Okay.
Yeah, no, I was I'm very hands on. Like I say, that kind of stuff is not. I don't know. I don't understand why some people have an issue with it.
I'm like, why? Like, what?
I didn't enjoy changing diapers. Don't get me wrong.
I think it was the game that he doesn't change diapers either. And Nelly, I'm like, what do you mean you don't change diapers? They're your kids. Like, what if you're alone and you're on duty watching your kid? You just let them stay in a pee diaper? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. But I think for like those 3 months, she was the one getting up with him and in the middle of the night and stuff like that. When she went back to work, she was like, all right, this is going to have to change. Like, you're going to have to get up soon. I was like, oh, crap. Okay. So I think I remember the first few times I had to get up, she kind of just like, Roman is crying. I was like, oh, okay. So, like, yeah, it's your turn. I was like, oh, dang, we started
that. That was a big adjustment.
Yeah, we started this already. So, but, so yeah, once she went back to work, then I had to get up with him. And I mean, that's my son, that's my kid. So I mean, I don't see the big deal.
We love a good hands-on dad.
Yeah, I didn't see the big deal. So yeah, I got up with him and we worked it like that. When my daughter got here, so I don't think a lot of people know this, but my daughter is adopted.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not something that I tell everybody because I don't necessarily. She doesn't know. But she's not on TikTok. But
we say, oh, okay. I'm like, oh my goodness, should we say this and she doesn't know? Okay.
She's not gonna say.
How old is she
then? 10. Well, she'll be.
She doesn't use social media.
I don't know. No, not like this. No.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I don't want this to come out.
But even if she does, she don't know how to find me. So.
Okay, it makes you be surprised. Like you go to it'll say like suggested followers or whatever, suggest people you can follow that's in your contacts. No. My daughter follows me on TikTok, but yeah.
No, she doesn't have a TikTok, so.
She doesn't have a TikTok.
No.
Okay.
But like when she got here, neither one of us took time off, so we both had to just kind of jump in and do what we needed to do for her. So that was like a last minute type of thing. Like we went and got her, brought her home, and like we both had to do our part for it, and that one was a little weird because she when I had to change her diapers and stuff, and my wife was like, yeah, you got to go change her diapers and stuff. I was like, well, maybe you should do that because
I'm a guy, she's a girl, I don't want to change the diaper.
Yeah, that's what I was like, and she was like, no, that's not even gonna work. Like
so maybe that's what guys, for some men, maybe they don't want to change their diaper because it's a girl.
It was a little uneasy. I mean, I still did it, but yeah, it was a little uneasy. But and maybe just because I wasn't 100% sure, I was like, well, I just want to make sure that she's cleaned up and everything. She's like, yeah, just go in there and just do what you got to do. And
just clean it.
Yeah, she's like, just clean it. Like, what's the big deal? I was like, I'm just trying to make sure. It was a little uneasy the first few times, but I mean, after that, I'm
doing this right. Diaper on right. Am I wiping right? Front to back, back to front.
That was pretty much it. So yeah. But I mean, yeah, as far as 50-50 in that aspect, I mean, yeah, that was whatever I needed to do. That's what I got to do.
I love that. I was lucky when I had my daughter. I would say, oh my goodness, the first week, I didn't change a diaper. I didn't go to her first doctor's appointment. I was in bed asleep. I just remember him getting up and like, she's crying. And I'm like, all right, figure it out. It wasn't until he went back to work like 2 weeks in, and I was like, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll feed her and get up and stuff. But I was like, I'm not doing I just gave birth. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, you figure it out. I'm going to bed. I was in so much pain after giving birth. And the medication they gave me would knock me out. I remember one time, it was daytime. I woke up, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. It knocked me out for like 9 hours. I had to like wean myself off the medication. So it just knocks me out. And I didn't hear her cry or anything. It's scary as a first time mom. You're like, I'm in such a deep sleep. I don't even hear the baby crying.
Yeah, no, I get that. And she had a C-section with our son, so I mean, she couldn't move around and do a whole lot. So I mean, I had to kind of do, I had to do, I guess, a little bit more because she couldn't move around, and I didn't want her to either. So
No, you don't want to put yourself in and back in the hospital, open up those stitches or anything.
yeah, no, I didn't want that, but yeah, I mean, we never had, it never was an issue, or I'm doing all this and you're not doing anything or anything like that. It was just like, hey, just what we got to do.
Now that you're divorced, is it the same? Are you still doing 50-50?
Yes. So we have a schedule. So we've been separated for a good 5 years, divorced for like 3, but we alternate weeks basically. So I actually just dropped them off today around noon today. I take them back on Sundays, and she'll have them all week until next Sunday, and then she'll bring them over here and drop them off. But yeah, that's 50-50 also. So whoever has them that week, so like she has them this week, and whatever they need as far as like doctor's appointments, any special services, any extracurricular activities, that's on her to get them there and take care of it. And vice versa. So if it was my week and they had like they do speech, they do my daughter was doing dance, and then they do like gymnastics. So whoever has them that week, it's on them to get them there. And make sure that they get to all their appointments and stuff like that. If in the event that she's like, hey, I got a meeting or something, or I can't get them to this doctor's appointment, can you do it? I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I'll take her. Like, not a big deal. I mean, the daycare that we take them to is central, and the bus picks them up from there. So
nice.
It's never can you drop the kids off or anything like that. It's just you got them this week. It's all on you. But like I say, we still help each other out. So like last week, about 2 weeks ago, she had to go out of town for work, or wherever she goes. Which I never ask. I'm like, she's like, I got to go out of town. Can you watch the kids?
Like, okay.
All right, because I know she's gonna pick it up on the back end also for the following week. She'll do the same. Whatever days I took, she's gonna give them right back to me. So,
or if you want to go out of town, same.
Yeah, or even if even if I'm not going anywhere, she's like, well, you watch them, so I'm just gonna keep them a few extra days to make up for that. So,
make it work.
We make it work. I mean, even though we're not together anymore, but we still do 50-50 in that, as far as that, and as far as like paying for like doctor's bills and stuff like that, like it's still equal and stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
My parents are more of like my co-parent. But I already know that. My mom, this is her only grandchild. And then for my dad, he has other grandchildren, but they live in Dallas. So my daughter's here, so she's become his favorite, only because she's here in Houston, and they just take over. It's like she's not even my kid. But she likes my parents more than me, so she prefers to be with them.
Oh, okay.
And as far as like school and like sports, they help me out with that as well because they live close to me, so it's just very convenient. But yeah, that's their kid. My parents took over. Crazy because I feel like when I got married, because I got married very young. I got married at 19. I had her right before I turned 21. Got pregnant a couple months later, and they were very upset when I got married. I eloped. I didn't tell my parents I was getting married. Eloped. He proposed in front of everyone, in front of my family and his family, but I eloped and got married, and people did not find out I was married until after I got pregnant. And people were like, when are you going to get married? And then they're like, wait a minute. According to the public records, you're already married.
Hey, somebody went up and looked you on the public records.
I don't like telling everything about our relationship. I keep some things private. So one of those things I just didn't tell.
Oh, your mama said she went online.
You didn't know me. Why would you go online and find out that I'm married?
But I know people that do that though. They
why didn't you go online anyways to see that I was married? I think my mom just sensed it. I think my mom's like, she's married.
I know people that do that now. If people are engaged and they taking too long to get married or a wedding, they start going on the public record. They like, nah, they probably married already. And sometimes
a lot of people, because when I got pregnant, they're like, well, when are you getting married? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, she said she already knew.
My mom told me I was pregnant before I knew I was pregnant. She looked and she's like, "You're pregnant." My mom just has these spidey sense. She just knows everything. So yeah. Who knows me? You know, I'll probably elope again, not tell anyone. I just do crazy things.
Hey, you hear that, Mama? She said she gonna elope again, so just keep checking
Surprise!
it.
I got married. If I get married again, I'll probably just be a business dildo, knowing me.
So you didn't want the wedding and stuff like that?
No, I've never wanted to have a wedding. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I don't want to spend 20 grand on a wedding. Like, let's put that on the house. Let's go travel. But to have a wedding, I'm not big on that. That's never been like my thing. I don't like posting my relationships either. And that's always been an issue in every relationship I've ever been in. I don't like posting them and they take offense. Like, are you hiding me? I'm like, no, I'm not hiding you. I just don't want people in my personal life because if you break up, people ask questions. They're like, oh, you deleted their photos. Are you guys together? Did you break up? You know, so I just like keep it marriage relationship thing private.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be nosy no matter what. Welcome in, everybody. We are talking about 50-50 in relationships, and it has kind of transitioned over to just marriage and different things as far as 50-50 in the relationships. But please feel free to ask questions, comment in the chat. But appreciate y'all for showing up today.
Well, I have another question for you, actually, since you are raising a daughter. So say your daughter, you know, she's older, she's an adult, and she gets into a relationship with a guy, and he makes more than her, like a significant amount, but he wants her to go 50-50. What would be your advice to her?
I don't know. I feel like it's a hard one. I feel like that's a hard one to answer only because I guess of the relationships that I've been in and how I was raised. But I think I would just want to know if she's comfortable. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then I mean, that's what you can do. But I mean,
let's say he wants to live in a nicer area, right? He went to deep thought. He really did.
Yeah, I did go to deep thought for a minute. Like,
not my daughter. When it comes to my daughter, it's totally different. So let's say that the guy wants to live in an expensive neighborhood, and you know, she is living paycheck to paycheck, trying to accommodate and keep up with this 50-50. But he makes more, so you know he's still able to save his money and do things that he wants to do. What would be your advice to her?
I would probably be like, stay away from that.
I understand that.
Stay away from that. I mean, if he makes that much more than her and he's still making her work that hard, then I'm like, yeah, I would probably be like, yeah, don't do that. But I mean, if she stays on her current track, of which I can't tell her nothing, she might end up doing it anyway. But that would be my advice.
Sorry, Dad. We're hard-headed.
You know, I am slowly starting to find out what raising a girl is like.
My dad tells me relationship advice all the time if I want to hear it or not, and he's usually always right, which I will never admit this again. But do I listen? Wow. My dad told me last time I was in a relationship with a guy, he's like, he's jealous of you. And I was like, what? I was like, no. He's like, yeah, he's jealous of you. He doesn't like you. And then I remember I asked the guy that I was dating, I said, have you ever cheated in a past relationship? And he said yes. So my dad said, so you're basically telling him you're okay with being cheated on. And I'm like, I didn't say that. And I said, as a man, if I tell a girl that I've cheated in my past relationships and she says okay, in my head, I think, oh, she's okay with cheating because I already told her my past and she's okay with it. And I was like, Dad, what?
I feel like we need your dad. Yeah, we need your dad on one of these podcasts at some point.
You know, my dad, I asked the guy that I was dating, he was like, well, I kind of get your dad's point. And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
Dad's always right. So is my mom. My mom is like psychic or something. She's always right as well.
They're just trying to keep you from going down the wrong path.
I don't listen. I'm hard-headed.
Like, no, I want to go down the wrong path.
On my own, you know? It's like you're wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong, and then they're right. And I'm like, darn.
So what do y'all think in the chat? What would be y'all's advice to the same question that Chanel asked?
Another question I have for you, because you have a son as well. So, what if your son got into a relationship with a girl and she did not want to do 50-50? Like, say she wanted him to do majority of the household chores, and she also wanted him to pay like 80% of the bills. What would your advice be to him? Because he's a boy. He's not your baby girl. He's your son. So, how do you feel about that?
I would probably also tell him to be careful with that because I would want him to feel comfortable in a relationship too. I wouldn't want him to just be giving the person that's giving everything, and she just kind of low key, just kind of benefiting from it, but not necessarily doing anything at all. We'll probably tell him to be very careful with that. But again, if that's what he chose to really go and do, then that's up to you. But just be mindful, what you're getting yourself into, and make sure that make sure that you're getting some out of the relationship, also.
Absolutely. I understand that. Same.
Yeah.
Hopefully our kids listen to us, but I highly doubt it. I think at the end of the day, you can raise your kids and teach them right from wrong and teach them things about relationships, but they're gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah, everybody's gonna do what they want to do. Yeah.
I'm looking for
Not really much you can do about that, but I mean, I think we all do it though. We have all probably gotten advice and still just kind of like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I'm in love and I can't live without him or her. So
I just become, I feel like, infatuated with like the fun we have together as far as like traveling or the way that they look. And then once I get out of a relationship, I take a step back and look and I'm like, that was a horrible relationship. We had fun together because we traveled together, or we had fun together because I'm a fun person. Like, it was not a good relationship.
So, what has been your advice to your daughter?
She's not dating. She's only 14, but she thinks I'm mean, and I'm not mean. But I just a lot of times she tells me stuff, and I'm like, give me the main idea, and in the end, I'm like, they don't like you. They're not your friend.
So you're like your dad almost.
I'm straightforward. I'm like, they don't like you.
Okay.
Never liked you. I'm like, they're not your friend. I don't know why you're talking to this person. Or she wants me to meet some people. I'm like, I don't want to meet them. Or, oh, my friend says hi. I'm like, I don't care. Friend says hi. I'm like, I don't care.